What's up, guys? I'm Noob Genesis, bringing you some TDM gameplay on Warhawk, and today I want to talk to you about the next-gen consoles and which one am I getting or am I not getting one at all. And before we get into this, I want to put out something there because I don't want to see this shit in the comments section because I just don't like it. You can put your opinions of what console you prefer, but I just want to throw it out there that I hate fanboyism. I really do. I come into it looking at both companies, like if you prefer one console purely because it was made by a certain company, or even if your arguments are so heavily biased, as in you look at all the flaws of one console and then you only look at the good things of the other one, you don't balance it out and you don't look to balance it, then I just generally ignore you, honestly. I don't like it when people do that. I think you should try and look for the the equality in the two, and if you do that, it'll naturally show the imbalance itself. If you're trying to look for equality, it'll show the imbalance. So keep that in mind. And part of the reason I also say that is because at the end of the day, half the things they advertise, I just sit there and go, my PC can do that twice as good. Because I do love my PC. Like, I'm pretty much a PC gamer. Other than Call of Duty, FIFA, and racing games, I prefer everything on the PC. I really do. And I say Call of Duty specifically, not FPSs, because I enjoy FPSs on the PC. I enjoy using a mouse for FPSs and a keyboard. It doesn't make a big difference to me. It's just, for some reason, and I enjoy, actually, I've tried Call of Duty on the PC, and I enjoy that too. But for some reason, overall, I just enjoy it more on the console, and that's just the one game. And part of this also comes into the fact with FIFA and racing games. I don't play that many racing games anymore, but I do prefer it with an analog stick or a racing wheel for a console. But with both of them, my PS3 disc tray is screwed. I can't play them anyway. Like, I've been wanting to play FIFA for ages, and I can't play it. Half of my video games that I own on disc, I've lent out to friends because I can't play them. There's not much point in me having them hanging around. And that's kind of a bit of a disappointment. But at the end of the day, everything that I prefer is on PC. So, a lot of those arguments about, oh, my graphics are better. My RAM is better. No, mine is better. All that shit, I don't care. I'm like, I got a PC. If I want the high quality, I'll use my PC. If I want a thing that works, I want a reliable console. And that's how I think it should always be looked at, for consoles at least. And I can't believe I survived during this bit. Anyway, the next thing I want to look at is basically Call of Duty Ghosts. Like, there's no way of beating around the bush. It's the main thing that I'll buy the new console for, if that is why I buy it. Or at least why I buy it early. And the biggest part of this is, well, there's a few things that they talk about. One, dedicated servers. Problem with that is I don't even know if they're doing dedicated servers in Australia. And in all honesty, the connection in PS3 COD Ghosts has been fine for me. Like, it's been pretty good. And the hit detection has been pretty good too. So I don't really care that much about the dedicated servers in this particular game, if they're even there. So I could be spending the money for something that doesn't exist. Next up is also the fact that they have the better graphics, which again, as I said, I don't give a shit. Graphics don't mean shit to me. Some of my favorite games are on Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1 and all sorts of old school things. Game Boy games. I don't care about graphics in the slightest bit. I prefer good gameplay and good story, depending on the game. So that doesn't make a difference to me. Smoothness and applications. Alright, so one of the problems with the PS3 compared to the Xbox 360 was the party chat. We didn't have party chat. Me and my friends are all on Skype half the time because, well, PlayStation sucks. There's no way to get around that. You can use the in-game chat systems, but what if someone's playing one game and you're playing the other? You can't talk to them, that's shit. Like, overall, it's just crap. And that kind of becomes another null point or a moot point because both the next-gen consoles have a decent chat system. So that doesn't really matter to me in the end at all. But, or at least it doesn't make a difference of which one I buy. So the next thing is also Ground War. Ground War, Ground War, Ground War. I love Ground War when it works. Ground War was impossible for me to play in Black Ops 2 because A, there's not enough games in Australia, as in there's literally, at peak hours you get about 6 different Ground War games, with about half, like every single one of them having at least 3 YouTubers trying their asses off. At least 3. And then at like nighttime and stuff, there's about between 3 and 1 game. I'm not even kidding. There is, on average, there's about 2 or 3 games at night, but sometimes there'll only be one, and you will leave it, join it, leave it, join it, leave it, join it. And I've done this, and I joined like one game 7 times in a fucking row before it put me into my own one and just let me wait for people to join. Like, it's so bad in Australia for Ground War like that. And if I get an next-gen console right now, it'll be even worse because not as many people will have it. However, again, I prefer Ground War. And these maps are also more suited to Ground War, so I think I'd enjoy it even more on this game. Ground War is easier for me to get clips in. It's easier for me to get better gameplays in. It's more entertaining. There's more rushing. Or at least there's not really rushing. It's more there's more chance of being in a gunfight. All this stuff is stuff that I like in Call of Duty. And that's all in Ground War. So that's a big thing for me. But the question is it worth me buying a next-gen console? For the sole purpose of it? Maybe not. I don't know. But the other thing is you got to think of it as an you sort of do, but sort of don't have to think of it as an investment. There are going to be many games coming out on the PS4 over the next few years, and maybe it will be worth me getting one. Same with the Xbox One. Maybe it'll be worth me getting one. However, which one would I choose would have to come down to the fact that an Xbox One is an entertainment system, a PS4 is a gaming system. I have a computer for an entertainment system. I have my TV plugged into it all the time, and that's what I watch movies on, TV shows on, anime on, anything I want on it, I just watch on that. The internet, everything. I don't really need the Xbox to do that for me. The PS4, on the other hand, it does what I want. It's a gaming console, it does everything I need, and it kind of suits what I need more, and it focuses on that gaming element. So, I think I'd go with the PS4, but at the end of the day, I don't really know what I'm going for. And there are a few other things I didn't get to touch on, but the gameplay's at an end. So I hope you enjoyed this commentary, guys. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay, and whether I get one or not will depend on how much money I have lying around during Christmas. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed, and as always, have fun.